Thanks to everybody for coming out. Really excited. Really proud of my seniors as we go into the last game of the regular season. The things that they've done for this program, and also being in the last week of the Big Ten regular season. To be tied for first place, playing for a championship. It's been hard earned. These guys have really done a great job of just taking care of each other, we're a really unselfish team. We share the basketball, and they really don't care who gets the credit. So, I feel really fortunate and my staff to be able to coach this group. So, it's gonna be an emotional day on Saturday, but it'll be fun.
I was talking with some of the girls about the culture. They were using some pretty strong adjectives to describe it. How much of that had to be coached into them, and how much of it just organically came and you let it ride?
Well, yeah, great question. I think, with this group, one of the things we try to do in recruiting is look for high character. Obviously, you have to have talent to play in the Big Ten, but we look for people that, are going to do all the other things, and really don't care who gets the credit. So I give them a lot of credit. I feel like our coaching staff and has contributed a lot, my assistants, on, just making sure that, we're focused, and every day we're just trying to get better. So, it's kind of been a shared thing, and I give my players a lot of credit. Our seniors have been through a lot of adversity over 4 years, and, they've come out of it just, handling their business. And, we've become one of the closest teams in the country. So that part is organic, in that, it just happened, and you just try to let it happen, try to get out of the way sometimes as a coach.
To get a little nostalgic, I was thinking about 2018. You guys played at ETHS. You leaned on the freshmen that year. How did that experience lead to what we're seeing now?
Try the same thing. We asked a lot out of this group. When we rebuilt Welsh Ryan, played a year at Evanston High School, we've practiced all over campus and, all over everywhere, Evanston, So I think it's helped them. It's really, we run into adversity when you're playing on the road in the Big Ten, or it's, you're playing against a really good team, you're down. I think they've handled that. I think some of that is because of what they went through as freshmen or sophomores.
And then were they showing you that this was possible that year? Any particular moments come to mind?
From that year? I think, we beat Rutgers the last game of the regular season at Evanston High School. Last game we played there. And, I think Rutgers was 19, and they were in a really good team. And I just, that group, they played every game like they were playing. It didn't matter if it was November or the last game of the regular season in February, March. They had the same approach. They practiced that way too that year in Patton and Blumquist, all kinds of places. So that game stands out. A few others, but it was, we like playing here.
So few people predicted that Northwestern would be what you guys are doing right now. At the beginning of the season, did you talk about that with your players?
I think what really helped us, we got to the championship game last year, the WNIT, played the last weekend of college basketball, and I think that really, kind of just set us up for this year, and just gave us some momentum. We got healthy a little bit, and we won some tough games. We played all over the country, every time zone. So it was, I think that really, more than anything else, just kind of, gave them different goals to set now. Like, hey, our goal now is to win play for a championship, get to the NCAA tournament, and I really think that experience helped us last year.
Are you paying attention to rankings and bracketology and that kind of stuff now?
Not really, and I think I've been in this a while, so I've seen a lot of teams come and go that, we just try to stay connected to each other. And those guys, it's hard not to. When you're 19, 20 years old, and people are telling you, I saw your team on television, or social media is for coaches can be a fickle thing, But for players, I want them to enjoy the experience. Don't back down from it, but also like, hey, don't get caught up so much in some of the outside things. Just focus on the next game. But we have, we've been able to, have an incredible run in the Big Ten this year, and I think the college basketball, women's college basketball world has taken notice. So there's a lot out there for this team. Hopefully, one game at a time. So.
Coach, you look back to the beginning of the conference season, games like Minnesota and Purdue, where you guys had some strong leads early in the second half, and they kind of came back, got in it, and you guys pulled it out at the end. And then now, more recently, in the last few games, you guys have been more pulling away from teams in the second half, or coming back and beating teams in the second half.
Yeah.
What do you think that transformation has been to make you guys such a better second half?
I think, even though we have some older players, we're still a young team, and I think, going through some of those games has helped us, and I think they feel confident now. Like Veronica Burton, for all her accolades this year, is only a sophomore, and she plays like a senior. But now that this group, we've been healthy for the most part, been on the court together. I think that's, they kind of look at each other now, and they know, what the other hand is doing. And I think they don't panic. Like we were down 8 at Michigan. We just played through it. We were down 8 to Nebraska here. We just played through it. And I think that's more them, learning from some of those earlier games, like Purdue and Minnesota, making plays at the end of the game. They've been resilient on the road too, and that's something that is really hard in college basketball.
And then building off of that, just looking at the last 2 games, the Wisconsin game, a team that was hanging around with you guys for pretty much 3 quarters. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, you guys go on a 16-0 run, put them away. Against Ohio State, another team that's really hanging around with you guys for 3 quarters, on an 18-3 run at the start of the fourth, at the end of the third, put them away. What is it about those situations where a team is in the game and in the game and in the game, and you guys are able to just flip the switch that allows them to do that?
Yeah, I think, when you break it down technically for us, we led the Big Ten last year in scoring defense. I think we were tied with Rutgers, and I think we're right back in that same cast. So being able to defend, and we get hot, we make a little run, but I think it's mostly has come from our defense, being able to get stops, get out in transition, and then take that a tie game or a 2 or 3 point lead, and make it double figures. So I don't plan it that way. My halftime speeches they're different every game now. I'm like, hey, but we're. Like I said, they understand. You heard Veronica say too, like they feel this extra in the fourth quarter, just an extra, like, okay, we're in good shape now, let's go, and it's a confidence thing for them.
Where does that come from, Coach?
I think it's earned. I think it's earned. It's something we talk about. And their conditioning has been phenomenal this year, and again, staying healthy, being able to, pull games out late in the game too, and just having. Multiple players that want the ball, and then having one player like a Pulliam that really wants the ball. So, who's fearless, and they feed off of that too at the end of the game.
So you mentioned that you've been doing this a long time, obviously, and then the social media angle. What's different about coaching kids today than 20 years ago?
Yeah, I think there's some differences that over the years you see. I think though, I look at some of the things that remain the same. If you're a high character kid and you got good habits, you try to do the right thing. Whether this is how they communicate. So I think coaches have to adjust more so than players. They're not going to. And so I think our players, they try to do the right thing every day. And when you're 19 or 20, and you got Twitter and Instagram, and it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's the world they're growing up in. So I think for me, I have to adjust too, and just understand that this this is the way they really look at the world and how they communicate with each other and things that are important to them. They come instant, where, the teams I had 20 years ago probably took 2 weeks to figure out what was going on.
Coach, earlier this season, you broke 700 career wins, and I know you said you don't pay too much attention to rankings or bracketology, but with a win on Saturday, your team can clinch a share of the Big Ten title for the first time in 2 decades and set a program win record. Kind of, how does it feel that history, both yours and that of your team, just keeps being made across the season?
Well, I've been lucky. I've been lucky to coach this long and, get the support of my family and my wife and, our kids. And then, to have the opportunity that Jim Phillips hired me 12 years ago. I came in same year as him. Just to be part of this and the transformation at Northwestern, it just been lucky, and so as far as the records that our team is going to set, it's just a byproduct of the people that we have here. So I don't get too caught up in that, but I do. I appreciate all the players that have played for me here that really contribute to our success now, and obviously the facilities. But ironically, last time we were in the NCAA tournament, before I got here was 1997, and Northwestern got beat by a really underrated George Washington team that I coached. So it was kind of surreal, man, you go back and forth sometimes, but we just, to build this program to where it is now, it's been hard, but it's been fun, and to do it in an environment like we're talking about, to see our other sports, like we got incredible coaches here. We have, being around Chris Collins, Pat Fitzgerald, Kelly Amante, Hiller, and our softball coaches are, the throw hands. We do, our women's sports are phenomenal. So it's kind of fun for our players to, to get some recognition, but also know that, hey, you're at a school where they've won 8 national championships in lacrosse. So if you think you're good, get in line, and so it's fun. It's fun for them. It's fun for me too. Part of that.
Coach, you talked about how you kind of built this program. Now that it's been built at this point, do you think fans can expect this level of success from your team going forward?
That's a great question. I hope so. But you also, for us in the Big Ten, the recruiting world, to have a we had a great player, Nia Coffey, first-round pick in the WNBA, Maggie Lyon, Amy Jeske just went in the Hall of Fame. So we've had some outstanding players. But to have a group like Pulliam and Burton and Scheid and when they graduate, what you hope is there's another group ready to take their place, that you're not in a rebuilding situation. So to be consistent, win 21 games last year, this year obviously, we have 25 wins, and next year, we're going to return some great players. So that's the key, to keep it going and to get the fan support now that we've gotten this year. I think with Welsh Ryan now being, it's just a great place to see a game, whether you're a family or a student or part of the community. Just to, I think that's helped us too. So hopefully we'll keep it running.
Do you think some of the players that are part of this group now could end up playing in the WNBA?
I have no idea. I think, there's going to be a lot of interest in some of our players. And the problem we have with the WNBA, I've had a lot of players in it, is that, unfortunately, there's just not a lot of jobs. Palace was a great player for us, got 1,000 rebounds in the Big Ten, and we got her in some training camps. But there's only 12 teams and 12 spots a team basically, so there's just not a lot of jobs. Which is why you see so many players, and we had a lot of them in Europe. And hopefully that'll change. And I think you see the potential of Abby Scheid, Abby Wolf, hopefully to play overseas or maybe have some interest, and then our younger players. When you can score like Pulliam can, to me, there's a place for you somewhere, you know, because she does things that a lot of people can't do. But I said that about Palace too. She got to try to get every rebound, even in walk-through shoot-arounds. So it's just a hard. I think people want it to be like the NBA, and it's very different, you know, as far as the opportunities.